Hey, what's up, fellas? How we doing, man? Antonelli here. Today, we're giving you some advice for your career, okay? Before we get into that, today's video is sponsored by Rocket Sports. They make top quality baseball equipment. We use a lot of their products with Antonelli Baseball, so definitely check them out. You can go to rocket.com. You can also click the description box below. There's a link in there. If you click on it, you'll be able to receive 15% off of your order at Rocket Sports. So definitely check that out. Okay, here's my advice. I get questions all the time from players and parents. What's the best thing of advice you can give me? How can I get recruited? How can I play at the next level? How can I make this team or that team? Here's my advice for you. Very simple. I don't think enough players follow it. And the advice is be so good that they can't ignore you. Okay? Coaches, scouts, recruiters, whoever. Be so good that they cannot ignore you. That's my advice. You may say, duh, that sounds really simple. It may sound simple, but not enough players do it. People focus on all these other things except for what matters. Getting better, being a good player, okay? So, I get emails all the time and calls and all this stuff. We're having trouble getting recruited. I'm not going to the right places. I'm not getting the right exposure. This coach, it's politics, and this coach doesn't like my kid because in basketball this happened, and the coach's son is this and that and everything. Okay, I'm sure there are some examples out there where that stuff happens, but far more often, speaking from a coach's perspective, right? I coach in high school, I've coached in college, I've recruited, I've played in pro, I've played at all these levels and coached at all these levels. Talent is the number one thing that matters. How good you are, how well you play is number one, okay? And so your attention, if you're going to split your attention up, right? And let's talk about recruiting for a minute. The exposure part of it and doing things off the field and emails and all that stuff is important and you have to do it, but that's not the number one thing. The number one thing is your skills, getting better and working on that tirelessly as much as you can so that when you go on the field and there's people watching you, they say, that's the best player right there. I can see it. He's right there. That's the guy I want. Now, if you're not that good and you blend in with everybody else, then it's easy for them to miss you. And then when they miss you, it's easy to say, well, I went to the wrong tournaments. I'm playing on the wrong team. I didn't send the right email. I didn't do that, right? It's easy to say that. But if they look out there or you send them a video and they look at the video, right? College coaches are smart. They look at it and say, that kid right there is legit. He's a stud. We need him, okay? That's the most important part. So focus your time, most of your time, not all of your time. Like I said, there's other things that have to be done. But your number one priority is to improve your skill set. That's it. And that can come in a bunch of different ways, right? It comes in reps, right? Practice reps. It comes in evaluating your game and realizing what are your strengths and weaknesses and what do you have to get better at, right? There's so many different things, but you have to improve your game. Number one thing, get in the weight room, right? I'm too weak. I weigh too much. I don't weigh enough, right? Get in the weight room. My conditioning is terrible, right? I'm a pitcher and I'm exhausted after an inning and a half. Get in the weight room, right? Work on your conditioning. Work on your nutrition. Get more sleep. Right? Get up early instead of sleeping all day and get your work done. There's so many different things that you can do to improve your game and be a better player. And if you become a better player, if you get so good that they can't ignore you, then they won't ignore you. They'll find you, right? In my experience, I very rarely find the best players don't get found, right? Or don't play. Very rarely, okay? People all the time complain. I get tons of complaints, my kid's not playing or I'm not playing and I'm the best player on the team. I very, very rarely find that happens where the best players don't play, right? The players that the coach feels gives their team the best chance to win the game doesn't play. Has it happened before? I'm sure it's happened once in a while. But the majority of the time, the coach is going to play the players that he feels are best. And sometimes they mess up and maybe they can't tell every now and then. But believe me, if you're so good, they won't ignore you. That's the fact. When it's really, really close, there's a bunch of players that are the same, well then, yeah, you may get skipped out on. You may not start. You may not get recruited at the spot that you want because you're making the job difficult on the evaluator or the coach because the talent level is too similar. You have to be better than them, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. I don't want that to seem like a rant, but it kind of did sound like one. But that's my advice today, okay? So hopefully that helps you out. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Give us a thumbs up. Share the video with all your friends. I'd really appreciate that. Check out our Instagram, Antonelli Baseball, our Twitter feed, Antonelli9. We're posting videos all the time for you guys. And that's all I got. Good luck to you. Have fun getting better, all right? And we'll talk to you later.